Hello to whoever tunes into this. This is my perspective of the modern underground online communities, as I'd call them. Woke, spiritual, whatever is applicable. Anywho's. So we've come a long way in this net-based technology, and with that, we've seen many characters rise and fall, different personality types and different ideologies. Negating the popular mainstream personalities that most are connected to, that most connected would know, my focus towards those of the underground, spiritual, woke, freedom movements, whatever you want to call them. There's a niche market within these communities, and due to that, major exploitation occurs. People are drawn to these communities because they realize aspects of their lives were indeed lies, although their innate programming of dependency lives on. You might be wondering what I mean by innate programming of dependency. Essentially, I would attribute that to the Messiah complex. And I'm not sure if that's an actual term, it's a term that I've put in my head. Usually, Messiah complex is someone who is treating themselves as a sort of God. But I'd also flip that and say that someone else has that person in their head as God. For instance, Jesus on the cross or Muhammad from the Quran. I'm not taking a stab at anyone who follows these religions. I personally don't like a lot of these religions, but we are all entitled to what we like to think and what we like to say in life. So, respect me, be polite, speak your mind freely, or write your mind freely, because I'm leaving the comments open on this thing. Build and develop something out of this. Anywho, so one can argue it's getting difficult to figure out who's legit and who's false, yet the Messiah complex remains rife. And this is also true within religious communities. You have priests, imams, rabbis, monks, and whatnot really manipulating and abusing the trust of their followers. People have traded religion or authority for personality. People fear the notion of serving thyself, let alone knowing thyself. People are emotionally attached to those that are living freely for themselves. At one point, it was simply race, religion, politics, celebrityism, and now it's gotten deeper towards a conscious community. It makes no sense how many who consider themselves woke still refuse to live their lives for themselves and become emotionally invested in all these dramas, adding harm to themselves and loved ones around them. People in general think they're trapped or under oppression, and in some instances, the case is true, although for the most part, it's false. Individual cases differ. People, if you're not pushing to live your life, then why are you bothering with characters that don't care about you? Why support such people? Why think about these people when a lot of them are abusing your attention? Why involve yourself in matters that never cared about you in the first place? Why stress over someone else's mess? Seriously, a lot of these characters that come online, come onto the internet, whatever platform they use, cause a lot of drama for themselves. They open Pandora's box. And the unfortunate reality of Pandora's box is you can never close it once it's open. I mean, seriously, think about it. You're playing with fire. What's that saying? Play with fire, get burnt. Play with fire, get burnt. Many lessons to learn. Now the tables have turned. Know that tune, big ups. All the conspiracies have already been implemented and live. And what I mean by that, quite simple, quite straightforward. A lot of these conspiracies, these woo 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 and woogly wooglies and all that, whatever's attributed, whatever makes someone scared. Oh, aliens and Bush and government conspiracy. They're already here. They're already active. I'm not saying give up. I'm just saying live your life, because it doesn't matter anymore. It really don't matter. Why liaise with these movements that are self-serving? Seriously, like, who is the priority in your life? What is important to you in your life? And if you have children, don't say your children, because at the end of the day, if you can't prepare yourself, if you can't survive, sustain yourself, what have your children got? You ain't got yourself, your children definitely have nothing. And you definitely can't turn and say you got your children, especially if they are still benign and in infancy. And that's a whole nother topic there, because we're living in a time where, you go back 100 years, a child back then would have been more developed and advanced and intelligent than a child of today, unfortunately. There's nothing wrong with connecting, but to throw yourself away is worthless. The right ones, in my opinions, are the ones that doesn't tell anyone what to do with themselves and simply lead by example. Information is grand, but how are you applying it? How is it improving your life? How is it relevant to your personal circumstances? Think about that. Seriously, a lot of you out there that throw yourselves away, taking the information you get from people. And most of you don't even do your own research when you get the information. What are you doing with the information? You become, oh, what does that mean? Or what does that do for you? Especially if you're still tapping in using this technology and equipment and whatnot. What are you doing? Are you in control of your flow, or are you caught in someone else's flow? Self explanatory. I don't need to explain that one. Who am I? I leave that to your discretion, because I'm tired of asking myself the same thing. I just want to live, and I want to be evil. I want to balance myself. If you're going to be upset by the word evil, just think about it in reverse. What's evil backwards? Do not answer this in the comment section. Don't answer that. It's meant to be rhetorical.